Hello, my name's Danny Moore with CD Aviation Services out of Joplin, Missouri. Today we're going to talk about how to set flight idle blade angle on a TPE331 powered aircraft. The reasons we would check or set flight idle blade angle is if we do maintenance to the propeller, or if any time we remove the beta tube from the propeller, we will have to reset flight idle blade angle. The only other time would be if you have a yawing aircraft during landing, you would want to check your flight idle blade angles. The actual flight idle blade angle of the TPE331 sets your descent rate during landing. So if you have too fine a pitch, we can create a high sink rate on the aircraft with a fine flight idle blade angle pitch, or if we have a coarse blade angle pitch, we'll create a floating aircraft. On a twin engine aircraft, you also see this as a yaw in the aircraft during landing. To actually set the flight idle blade angle, the first thing that you need to do is know what the flight idle blade angle is on that specific propeller, on that specific installation for that aircraft. To find that, you can look in the aircraft maintenance manual, or if you have an STC prop, you're going to want to look in the STC instructions for continued airworthiness to find the blade angle to set it to. Typically, you're going to have a blade angle at a blade station, so you're going to need to know what your blade station is, and that's measured from the center of the propeller out onto the chord of the propeller. Normally these propellers have a line on these like this one shown here, and that will be where your flight idle blade angle station is located. After that, you need to get your flight idle blade angle. Once we have those two things, we're ready to start our procedure of setting the flight idle blade angle. In this case, we have the beta tube completely removed. So the first thing that we would need to do is put our beta tube into the propeller hub, threading it in with the threads. We're going to need a couple of other people to help us do this. We'll have a guy in the cockpit that's going to engage the unfeather pump. We'll also have a guy that is running the beta tube, threading it into the hub of the propeller. And we will have a guy that is reading the protractor for the flight idle blade angle at the blade angle station. First step in setting the flight idle blade angle, when we're installing an propeller, we're going to go ahead and install our beta tube to a trial position. We count the threads in and out so we are close to our original position. Instead of just installing it, we're doing a check on it. We want this propeller off the locks prior to starting our blade angle check. After we have that, we'll have an assistant out here to run our beta tube. We'll have someone inside of the aircraft to run the unfeather pump. We set our power lever to the flight idle blade angle gate. We'll use a propeller. We're using a digital protractor that we're going to zero on the hub. Once we have this zero in place using a digital protractor, you need to use caution not to turn the protractor in any orientation except for where we zeroed it. And you're going to bring that out to your blade station and install it. Once we're at the blade station, we're going to energize the unfeather pump. And the man standing at the front here is going to adjust the beta tube as required to get the flight idle blade angle that we desire. In this case, we're shooting for 8.5 degrees. You're going to run the unfeather pump as it moves the propeller until the propeller stops. Once that propeller stops, that's telling you that's where the beta tube angle is set at for flight idle blade angle at that time. If you have too coarse of a blade angle, you're going to move the beta tube in. You're at 11.8. Stop. 7.7. 7.8. 8.1. 8.2. 8.3. 8.4. 8.5. Once you have it set, you're going to put the propeller in reverse by pulling the power lever back into reverse while running your unfeather pump. That will put the propeller back on the blocks, so you'll be prepared for your next start. This concludes setting up your flight idle blade angle on a TPE331 powered aircraft. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions, please contact us at cdaviationservices.com. Thank you.